I am the teacher for today. My name is Toby. Bear with me, I'm kind of shy. I don't usually public speak. Well, the topic for today is parents respecting their children. As we have so many parents today, I'd like to ask our parents if they can tell us who a parent is, first and foremost. Get everybody's picture of it. Any parents want to answer my question? Who is a parent? Or what do you think parents are supposed to do?
Parents are custodians. What are those custodians for our children?
So that can also have that, not necessarily those that are biological to you. Every child that God has brought across your path, spiritual parents, biological parents, so.
Okay. Sorry. This is just For me, I would say a parent is anyone, like our mom has just said, anyone that can provide care in some form or way without being actually related to you. And sometimes I feel like certain people, or sometimes, sorry, it's not that. Can anyone describe a child for me? Like, what would you consider a child? Like, not because you are young or you're old, but you have parents, but someone, you have parents, yeah. But someone who's scared to be brought up and stuff. I don't know how to phrase my question, but that's the best way I can understand.
A child can be defined as like someone under care of like guardian. I mean, not like in terms. I'm saying it in terms of like a family, like a child, someone who care for the guardian, but a child on like their own. It's each
other. One last question for the congregation. Okay, yes. Okay, one last question. Do you think most adults should be, do you think parenting is for everyone?
Parenting, if it is for everyone.
Yes.
Well,
I ask this because most adults don't quite know what it means to actually be a parent. So I want to get our general opinion of what being a good parent is.
Okay, so let me say that well, parenting comes with responsibility, and it's not just enough to just say, okay, I can impregnate a lady and a child will comfort from the union and all that. It's not just enough. You have to, it's something that you have to be very intentional about, because at the end of the day, we all are going to give account to God. And so you have to ask yourself, am I ready to take up this responsibility? If you are not ready, then don't be a parent. So you don't just say because it's expected of you, let me just know. It's something you really have to do with it also.
Thank you. Any other opinions? Yes, sir.
Not necessarily another opinion, but to emphasize the point of readiness. Parenthood should not be determined by the age or by the societal needs, that my mates are already parents. That's not to say a girl or a boy should sleep in singlehood, but the necessity of going into parenthood must be readiness. And why do we talk about readiness? Before you talk about readiness, you must know the roles of the parent. Are you ready for it? The time you used to sleep, by the time you have a child, you will not enjoy your sleep. The total money you used to spend for yourself or you and your wife will not be for the two of you again alone. Or people. So there are things to be ready to know and to be ready for going to the ready.
Yes, I am man.
So just pulling from what everyone has said so far, I don't think everyone is equipped to be a parent because, again, it's about like responsibility and like readiness and just mental preparedness, and not everyone is equipped to take on like responsibility for one. And just again, like being a parent doesn't necessarily have to mean that you're the biological parent of someone, a child, right? So like biological parents might not be equipped or ready or prepared to take on parental roles, and outside guardians might be as well. So
Thank you. Thanks for your wonderful response. Yes, so as for the reason for this particular topic, sometimes I feel like parents slightly overuse the fact that because they take care of you certain times, not all the time, but certain times they might overuse the fact that because they take care of you and provide for you, that you are kind of obligated to do whatever thing they say to you sometimes. And then sometimes they might not always be willing to listen or to hear the opinion of the child. How many of us have heard I came first in my class from their parents? I always came first in my class. I was always first. Or we trekked 2 miles to go to school every morning. You know, just a few jokes, just a few things like that that I've heard. Quite a few times. Not that you know, a bit of exaggerated, but you know, we love our parents for what they do for us as well. The main reason for this topic today, for this preaching today, is just to bring awareness to our parents, for all the youths, that you know we are growing. We're not children that are that impressionable anymore. We have our own thoughts and opinions. I just want to let it be known that that you can talk. We might not understand everything you are saying, but I feel to a certain degree, we're knowledgeable about certain things in this life so far, even if we've not lived on it for very long. Can somebody open to Colossians 3:21?
Colossians 3:21. Fathers, do not embitter your children, or they will become discouraged.
Yes. This verse particularly, when you know children, youth are like, we tend to be pretty stubborn from time to time. We think we know, most times we think we know what we're doing, other times we don't want to take advice from people who have gone through this stage of life that we're in. And then it's like, sometimes it feels like we're not being listened to because of our different perspectives about certain things. So it's basically what I'm trying to say. I just try to give your children or youth a listening ear, because sometimes you might know it might shape your opinion differently from how traditionally you think or something like that is. Just like, I'd say, study. Like, what I've heard from my own mother, that you have to read, that she read, you know. And I don't believe that. I don't believe most of that really was true. unfortunately, she's not yet here. I don't believe most of that reading was true, but she always have like in the most direct way I can. Always stepping on my neck to read. I know it's for my own good, but also it's not something I particularly enjoy doing. You know, it's a more of a case like, you know, you have to go to work, you have to make money, you have to pay bills. So it's like, I'm going to school, I have to read, that kind of thing. But, you know, it's also pretty helpful, pretty useful from time to time. I just wish it wasn't so persistent. Because after a while, it starts to pick up, and, you know, slightly annoying. But truly and truly, sometimes it is for the good betterment of myself and my colleagues and my vocabulary at the moment, which is running low on questions. Can somebody open to Proverbs 22:6?
Proverbs 22:6 says, train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it.
Can anyone tell me what they think this verse says? Yeah, what is your interpretation of this verse? What do you think this verse is telling you?
I mean, what it's saying is that
Exactly. If you want to speak, raise up your hand. Yes.
I feel what it says is that it's trying to explain that however you train your child is however that child is going to grow up to be when he grows up. If you train your child to be someone that's ignorant, doesn't take opinions, doesn't care about what people say, when he's growing up, that's the type of child you're going to get. So if you train up a child that listens to people, is someone, a humble person, someone like that, that's how the child is.
Okay, any? Yes.
For me, when that verse comes to mind, I feel like it's roles that roles that the parents are doing. It's more of like my parents. This is what we stand by, and this is what I'm going to raise you with. It's more because of when I get older, those are things I'm going to get used to. If all the time when people are trying to talk to me, I don't want to listen to people. When I grow older, I'm gonna think I'm not doing it, like I said, that's what I'm doing. So it's pretty much, roles or things your parents are set for you that you're gonna follow so that when you grow older, you're able to live by those rules.
Any? Okay.
So I just want to say first off that training up a child is not only in terms of the household, it's also like where you take the child to and the people you surround your child with. Because children are very impressionable and can easily pick up things really quickly. So it's not only given if you're training your child the way you want your child to be, but you break them around biases, and then you start to have wondering where you're doing wrong as a parent in your home, and you're not looking at the external factors that do surround that child. And then also in terms of when he grows old and not departing from it, it's like at the end of the day, as when the child is growing up, there's certain choices that the child will start to have to make as whether or not they do want to follow the training that they have been given or if they want to stray from it. And we can only do our best by what God has given us and provide our best for the child. And then from there, wherever they go on to is pretty much left to the child.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
I know I'm here. So I believe this particular verse, and that speaks to what Brother said. When you're ready, because as a parent, before you do as you as a parent, you have to be ready. And what does it mean to be ready? Guarding yourself, what are the precepts, what are the things I'm going to teach the child? And we as Christians, we have to prepare ourselves, make sure, because they're the first example that we see. Make sure we're living out how we really want them to learn. And as Christians, train up the child in the way that we need to the word of God. Because when they grow up, even though they backslide, even though they do anything, they will still be pointed back by the Holy Spirit back to the church, back to their basis. So even though we want to teach them a lot of things, but as Christians, we need to make sure that they're understanding what the Bible is teaching them, what God really wants us to do as parents, and to be able to imbibe those qualities into the child, into the life of that child, so that when they grow up, without us being there, the Holy Spirit will be a constant reminder for them that this thing is not good. You should not live this way, you should live this way. Praise God.
Thank you very much.
But I also have training involves, when you train, it's not something you do once and you forget about it. Training, when it comes to training, it's a teaching that has to be consistently done. And that is why the child, when he's grown, will not depart from it. But when it is not consistently done, after some time you forget. And that is where sometimes youth and children feel we are nagging or it's getting too much. We just have to keep emphasizing on it until we get it. I remember one of our bishops gave this example that the members of the church went to meet the bishop and said, our pastor is always preaching just one particular sermon, that we are tired of getting that sermon. And the bishop called the pastor and said, out of all the sermon in the world, why is it that it is only one? And the pastor said, that one that I've been preaching, they have not changed. And until I see a change, I'm not going to stop preaching it. And that's it. So most times when parents keep hammering on something, it's because they don't want you to depart. I remember while growing up, we used to complain in my home that every morning, 5 a.m., we will hear the morning bell. It was so annoying. Especially when the sleep is now getting sweet and all that. That is when that bell will ring. And my father is no more, he has passed now, but all of my siblings, everybody, even the one that is not very religious and all that, but you see them waking up their children in the morning for prayer. It's something that they have gotten used to. They can't do without it. So even though they don't like it, it's just like that song they sang one day long ago. Whether you like it, whether you don't like it, the thing they say you go through the shake them. That is training. Whether you like it or not, you've gotten used to it. You just find yourself doing it. And so maybe I should say forgive us if it looks as if we are always hammering on things. No, but it's just because we want to get it.
Training of the child is part of the inheritance you can give to a child. Because when you are training a child, you are giving him or her the values of the family. You are insisting, like when we talked about training, it's not always pleasant. You are giving him or her the values, the core values of you or of the family. And it's not only when you wait till the elder is gone and you get money, cars, and houses as inheritance. The training you've been given as a child is part of the inheritance you get from your parents. The way we do things. For instance, when Mommy said the last part, she said, I just got involved by remembering that the bell my daddy used to wake us up is one of the things I inherited. I was still doing it. I brought it all the way from and when I jingle it at the time, you find some of them not ready to wake up. And I said, this is one of the things we inherited, praying in the morning. And that's part of the values we are putting into it to also learn it. And when you have your own houses, you start to do the same thing. So training involves core values. We are also giving not only how to cook, because many of us now, we hardly cook in our houses. Many of the youth are probably not used to it. But in some homes where the parents have taught them to cook, not buying food always. That's part of the values, that's part of the training, how to cook. And not just going to buy and buy.
Thank you, sir. Do any of you have anything to say about the training you received?
So I think that while parents are meant to train children, I also think, obviously I'm still a kid, But I also think training is a two-way kind of thing. You know, this is no hate to any parent. A lot of parents always think that they know and know and know and know and know, which, yeah, they do know more than us. But at the same time, there are certain things that parents can learn from kids. Because kids are not just, obviously, like, as I said, we don't know everything, but there are a lot of things that kids know, and kids are a lot wiser. And it's just a lot of things that we know that parents will not know. So while parents are meant to train the kids, I also feel parents are willing to learn and let down your guard a little bit and be able to assimilate from your kids, because kids are also really smart. That's
Let me stand up. What we said, I'm sure many parents agree. Many of us grew up not knowing how to use computers. We had secretaries. But now, when it became evident that we had to use computers, you call your children to help you. They are too busy to help you. They are not there. When we want to impact some things to them, they are not there. When we say, come and help me with this, my new phone. How do I do this? They say you should know it that way. So we are ready to learn from the youth. We sit them down. Some of the news they say in America, they shoot somebody in one village, I don't really know it. They will call me. I will call them, come and they say, that is on the news. Listen to me. I listen, but I did not really get what you are saying. So we are ready. You children, we used to hear not available daddy or something. Daddy that are not around. But nowadays, it is children that are not around. We want you to sit with us, tell us what is happening at your age, tell us what is happening in your school, but usually you are not there. But many of us are ready to learn from you, our children. Please stay more with us. We are getting old. Stay more with us and tell us current things.
I disagree with that.
I'm going to summarize. I wanted to say something. I think I was talking about training, and at the same time, I know where you guys are going in terms of patience. We all know. One thing I want to emphasize on training, I'm a mother, but I see her by mom. So I'm seeing many from my mom. As I sit with you, my mom calls me and says, "Dear, you must not do this." I would say because I've had 2 kids and this age, so I'm trying to re-emphasize the issue of training values. Where I come from in Nigeria, when a child comes, they look at the name. I'm not sure if it's fine. It tells you the kind of training or the kind of values they've had in that family. So when a child is gay, they're like, I'm not sure this is pastor, so. So it tells you, we feel you. We've all gone through it. I would say you guys are even lucky. Almost moms and dad are saying the same thing. I have 5 brothers. To tell you, we're just 2. I have 5 brothers. My dad is so strict. My boys, I will call my brothers, my younger brothers. When it's time for the morning tea, my dad never gets to church late. I said this several times. And he'll wake you and tell you, you must not get to church late, and he will leave you. How you are going to do it? And it doesn't happen. So all these things that we've gone through it too. We don't even have time, we don't even have this opportunity of communication back and forth with our parents. But with the way it is, we love them. And one thing I want you to know also is whatever your parents are doing, it's not with you. It's not. So please, so let me just summarize that way. Let me say it all. My this new Supreme Court, way and whatever, I'm told that they know my kids know once it's news and there. I have a little bit of it. And it's okay, see, come on. Say, oh, my son is there. Oh, all these things is there. Maybe you have your food. Read this. I think, yeah. But at the same time, I want to tell you, a lot of you are studying, the American history and all that. What that has said is, kids in these days, for us, we are even in the middle that, we are even like, let's give it to us. Yes. Maybe Because we're laying, and some of us that, but some of us, but few of us that you find ourselves in we are laying. I'll tell you the truth, we are not there. But one thing that I'm training, we keep on being trained. And that was why I decided out that not only your biological parents that are going to be your parents. So you'll be exposed to a lot of that. And don't forget the child of who you are. I don't know how to say that. You rather say, my background, when you see the money. So that is very important. When we go to school, even when we misbehave, I won't say it's not misbehave. Let me give the instance of my brothers. When I really want to, when it's time, the 6 o'clock prayer, 5 o'clock, especially Sunday disciple. So that you are giving you sleep, you wash that. My brothers will also want to say, when that is getting ready for church, I'm not saying that. That was when we run, but the man, you just wonder, where have you been? I'm still watching the car, sir. All these things that we're talking about, the pastor, and just like what Mama Yah just said, all those things will come back. God bless us. All these things that you think we teach up, you want to embrace it, but don't forget training is continuous, and don't forget where you come from. We are Africans, even we're born here, we have different cultures. So we want to emphasize that. You guys want to talk to us, want to talk to you. Like my kids, you tell them it's my custom, it's my culture, you have to know that. I'm young, I say that I embrace Yoruba culture, just me. And I want to transfer it to my kids. And that's some of the things we are losing. We won't say because we are here, we won't. So everything is just balanced. So be patient with us. Let there be two-way communication. When we say we want to talk to you, you're always busy. My kids are always busy. Always. When I want to get ahead, I can't finish assignment. I have this. They are never ready. When it's time for them to go out, before you know how to run, they want to go out. They want to get out. When it's time, please go. I have to. They are always they are always on phone or that. So let's let. So I hope
Okay. Just to summarize, parents, children, communication is very important between both parties. Parents always be willing to listen. Children always, they know what they are. I don't call them old, but they are old, and they kind of know more things than we do. We can teach them as well. That's all fair. It's life. Everybody learns differently. Everybody has different responsibility information. But yes, as our mama has said, communication is a two-way street. If they won't talk to them, they won't talk to us, and nothing will get done. Thank you very much for this wonderful session.